is that one-stop concert that seeks to bring people together from all walks of life, from all corners, all nukes and cranny, to come through, witness that energy that we have. We have so much energy, we have so much vibes, we have so much strength and talent. Don't forget Abraham Matthias from Ashiaman, literally. Let's not forget some things a record. He broke that record. And don't forget Stonebwoy, literally, is from Ashiaman. And I can mention several. Don't forget Kwakese had to pass through Ashiaman once upon a time, if not live there. So I only want to use
the Don is from Ashiaman.
You know what I mean? And there are lots and lots of people who have been through,
the Don of Dons.
You know what I mean? So I'm happy to be here today to host the 5th edition again, which I trust that will be epic, because the last year was at least 40,000 plus people.
Whoa!
It was like, this is no talks. This is no talks. Huge. If you see the video, you know that, like, and when I got on stage, I'm like, John Oster, this couldn't be me. This couldn't. Then I realized that God actually works to us, and God has a plan, and God is working, and He's only using us as vessels, to get his work across. You don't know. So happy to be here. Make sure you represent. If you don't, some people don't know Ashiaman. Some people will never endeavor to come because of what they've heard. Hey, like Ufon Bay Rao and this Bay say you. But remember that there's theft everywhere, even
I know, but with that perception,
that's what we're trying to clear.
There are a lot of rogues around in Ashiaman. That repugnance. How do you eradicate it, or how do you?
No, it's eradicated though. Now they come. This is continuous eradication. You know what I mean? Continuous. It's done already, because now people feel free. Now I know people who will travel from abroad and say that, look, I want to come to that Ashiaman place, just to, to have the vibe. And I think to a larger extent, it promotes tourism as well. Like, everybody wants to go to Jamaica, everybody wants to be on Hope Road, everybody wants to visit the Bob Marley Museum. Just touching base on the island of JA, Meanwhile, whatever you can do in Jamaica, you can do in Ghana, you can do everywhere else. But it's the name and the vibe and the feeling. So that's the type of feeling that Ashiaman holds now, as far as I'm concerned. Like, we want to go to Ashiaman, and you can't come to Ghana without visiting some ends, and Ashiaman is one of the biggest and the major ends. So I'm happy to be representing and having made this. And sooner or later, that is going to be like a festival. That's going to be Ashiaman to the World Festival.
Wow.
You understand? So we're just growing. You know what I mean?
You just mentioned tourism, and you've been to Jamaica on several occasions. People just go there. I mean, what is in Jamaica? There's nothing so special but for monuments and for history.
Yep.
Stories that have been told. What is lacking in Ghana with tourism? How do you connect it?
As far as I'm concerned, it's just about harnessing and respecting and putting pride, on our heroes. And like they said, a country without heroes is like a country, blah blah blah. So when we have to respect, appreciate, honor, celebrate, and that's where we keep history and keep people's interests heightened up, to want to see, to want to know, to want to visit. Like, everybody comes and want to go to the Elmina Castle because it has history, and history has been preserved over there. You go there, you find people who will show you this was where something happened, the gates of no return and the rest, and many others like the falls and all. So we just have to throw more light and accept and love what we have, to know that, look, we can sell this to the world. Sell it to make returns, revenue and stuff. But we first and foremost need to understand, celebrate, accept, appreciate. See?
But don't you think that musicians, people like you, who have made enough money and name, are too laid back? Like, you're satisfied with what you have, and so, especially with the creative arts, you are not whipping up interest? Don't you think so?
No, I from my point of view, my sincere opinion is no, I do not think so. And to correct you, we're still working. I work with they do. We still the hustle for here. We make small, we they add up, I mean, no enough money. No money is enough money to me. But I'm not there yet. I don't have enough money. I'm still stacking stuff up. But I trust that we're not being lazy. You know, like in my own way. I think I have been able to go far, putting the name of Ghana and especially Ashiaman on my lips. Because everywhere I go in the world, it's just about mentioning. And automatically, I trust that I am an ambassador to the nation, you know, formally or informally. I am, because wherever I go, I carry a Ghanaian
passport.
That's it. So I only pray, I only would ask that we beef up. I mean, the tourism board, the arms that be, the powers that be, you know, talk to us. You know what I mean? Because the reason why I'm saying talk to us, I do not mean any pride, you know, like, because trying to reach persons like that is definitely beyond means. But assuming we're being called upon, you can imagine the joy that I will run with to go and meet up to see what we can gain for ourselves, what we can do, because we're doing it already. Me, if I like or I don't like, I'm still promoting Ghana, and I'm a Ghanaian just by the music, by representing, you know. So I think that if there's something to be done more and more to get this thing going, it's supposed to be, it's not we are doing our best as artists, as musicians, as actresses, as actors, but then for the government to get well involved, regulate and control, and know that it's an agenda to push, like everywhere else in Jamaica. They just built a statue for Shirley Ann,
okay.
one athlete. You see, so they appreciate this. This must be like, and they just did honors, like they just honored Yellow Man. I'm just using that as an example. Like, Chrono Heroes Night, Heroes Week was this week, you know, and they honor people. So you realize that everybody now endeavors to do something,
strive for greatness,
because the country recognizes them. The country honors them without them having to suffer too much, without them having to have some link of a sort in any place. But the country actually celebrates, you know. Like Usain Bolt is on trial for football. Trust me, the posts I saw from Jamaicans and the hype about it, I'm like, oh, like as Obimbo border and
okay.
But then I realized that, whoa, this is how they actually embrace theirs and present themselves as a united front. Although there are differences, they present themselves overall as a united force, and that's how everyone in the world, and that's why nations buy into them. You see.
So talking about united front, we all know that we are not united in Ghana. I can mention factions. Now that Beam Nation, SM, High Grade, now it looks as if separation.
Yeah.
Day in, day out, you find fans talk of this, talk of that. How are you coping with it?
It's not an easy road, you know. It's really difficult, you know what I mean, trying to lead in the orchestra and taking all the whips behind your back, making moves that would be difficult to comprehend. Sometimes you are against your own self, but you have to look at the bigger picture, drop the ego, and just make a move, you know, try, so that at least you can also be proud that you invested your bit, you know, to work towards that seemingly unified front, you know, because we've traveled across the place and being here and being there, done some of the big things that will continue to by the grace of God. But realize that all the people who get attention and are able to influence other markets look like they're unified, look like a strong army, you know. But for us, we don't look like that, you know. That doesn't mean that those people don't have differences, those people don't fight. If it be a mensa home, you know, but then if they've been able to put aside some things as and when, you know what I mean, that's just it. So it's not easy.
When you find out, especially on social media, that your fans are going all out, and sometimes some people veer off. Sometimes
absolutely.
Yeah. how do you straighten? How do you put those things in check?
For instance, when some of our fans are die-hard fans, which is correct, which is right in every aspect. But we should know that we are the ones that also lead the pack, and if wherever we move to is where they would try to move to. Some may misunderstand and fall off at the end of the day, but it happens. It happens. But one thing I also trust is that music that we do is bigger than all of us. And then no matter how die-hard a fan you are of any artist, you can never tell me that you don't listen to the other artists. So we don't own no fans anywhere.
Do you listen to other artists?
Yes, I do.
Let me use your arch rival, Shatta Wale.
Yeah. You hear him play on radio and the rest. Yeah, man.
Do you listen to his songs in your car?
Let it not be about Shatta Wale.
No. I only used him as an example because
I listen to Ghanaian artists, like especially these young ones, especially Darko Vibes, and these I like where they're taking the music to. Like they're not following trends. They're churning out. They're blending culture.
Their own thing.
They're blending what is going on, youthfulness, the age rank, and blending everything else in one. So it's so amazing. I think I love those ones. I listen to those ones for the melody's sake and all of that. I listen to everybody. I don't discriminate.
It's good you're not discriminating. Today is Shatta Wale's birthday.
Today?
Yeah, man.
Lies.
No, it's true.
Wow. Yo, brother has come a long way, Long way. Happy birthday to him. How old is he now?
I don't know. I think it's 30-something, 35 or 36. Yeah.
Football age, yo. You got people there.
Yeah, people there. You are 34.
Me? La. I turned 30 last year.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. I turned 30 last year, so I'm running into my 31.
Really?
You thought I was older?
Yeah.
Yeah, but 30 is not a short time. By the grace of God on my life, and I thank God because in these times people die too young.
It's true.
Charlie,
it's
to
true.
come at 30 is a blessing. And
will you call him on his birthday?
Oh.
Or would you send him a message?
For security reasons,
What security reasons?
I can't put up that surprise again. No. I beg you, I don't want my phone to stop working.
Speaking of security reasons, you just mentioned security. So is it true you were at his event?
Yup, I was.
When did you get there?
I thought that I would do more than tweeting,
Okay.
Because that's for the COVID day I was in free your mind. And it will look like it's all nice. But somebody had to take a step. See, so Samini hit me up in the morning on a different issue. At 8 a.m. 8 a.m. I'm like, yo, King. So we vibed, and then I pitched in the idea, like, yo, what do you think about this, that? It's like, okay, I'll check. And then by night, we had reached conclusion. After several thoughts, after fighting ourselves, after checking, we actually had to speak on phone, meet later on, check, and then we're like, yo, this is for the better. This is what, and I didn't feel like I should go alone. Neither should he go alone, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. So that it's like, yo, on his big day for his album, we all do get big days every day. We all put up crazy shows. So we just decided to surprise, and then proud to the decisions. A manager has been doing his due diligence to get things running. So we got there, and that's how the story went.
When you got there, what information did you get?
I think my manager will be the best to, like, and he's spoken already. So
well, I haven't spoken to him.
Oh,
I only
okay,
met him
did.
there. I saw him backstage. I was with him backstage.
Yeah.
But as to how it all ended, I mean, even when he was leaving, I was the one that didn't try to stop him. If he would tell the truth.
Yeah, because he took too long to come.
But yes, because I was asking the challenge. No, wait. This would be historic, man. I really want to see Stonebwoy on this stage. Please, Sidi, don't go. Say, Andy, I've tried, man. He kept saying, but it's good he's here. Now, if you just said he's spoken.
Because I will not be able to, to just call a spade a spade. He was there backstage. All I did was drive into the place with security and everything with my big brother Samini. He rode with us.
In the same car?
So we waited for like an hour or more, and then feedback back and forth, and we just had to cut. That's just all I can say from my point.
Did you inform Shatta's team that you would come?
Is it? So let's
Sidi, please get closer.
But it's about the Ashiaman to the world.
Don't worry. No. There's no way I'll derail. No way. Sidi, good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Right.
Andy.
I believe strongly you are fine. So did you inform Shatta's team that Stonebwoy will pull a surprise?
Yes, I did. I messaged Blade, who is very close to Shatta. I know they're always together. When I messaged him, he responded. And then when I put before him that this is
what was his response?
I messaged him, bro, and he responded, Lion. And I told him, okay, this is what we want to do. So kindly make all the necessary arrangements so we can come through. And then I never got any response. So
at what time was this?
Oh, that was on my way from Kumasi. That was around 4 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. So I tried calling Julio, who is Shatta's manager. He picked up and said, okay, let me make arrangements and then I'll get back to you. He never got back to me. I kept on calling, he didn't pick up. So I forgot about it. I went home to sleep. And then later, my team called me. They were like, what is happening? Are we going to Shatta's event? And I said, oh, I've been reaching these guys and I'm not getting any positive response. So let's just forget about it. And I said, okay, let me just try one more time. If it doesn't work, we forget about it. So I called Sadiq. I know Sadiq works with them. So I called Sadiq, and Sadiq was like, are you guys here? I'm coming to meet you at the gate. He was excited about it because he didn't know if there was any plan B or anything. So I said, no, we're not here yet. Let me organize my team, and then we'll drive to the place. So we organized police patrol, security, and everything. And then we drove to the Fantasy Dome. Sadiq met us at the gate. He ushered us inside. He took me backstage. He was going to speak to the DJ to put our songs on, load our songs so we can go on. And then Bulldog came around. When Bulldog saw me, he didn't know Stone was there to perform. He thought maybe I came there to support their event. So we vibe as brothers in the industry. And I told him, oh, Stone is here to perform. And he said, oh, yeah, let me talk to Shatta first. And then I'll get back to you. So I waited. I was with them backstage for over an hour.
From all indications, then Bulldog was not aware.
Yes, Bulldog wasn't.
Okay.
So Bulldog went to Shatta for the second time, and then he came back to me and he was like, bro, I try. I be like, your man will make you perform on a brotherly level. So I told him.
This was what Bulldog said
to me, yes. And I won't sit here and lie. And I said, no problem. Go and try for the last time and get back to me. He went and I never saw him again. I was with you backstage. I was with a lot of guys, George Britton, a lot of brothers who were talking. And then I went back to the car to tell my people, look, this is what is happening. It's not looking positive. So let's just leave. That was exactly what happened. So we left.
Yeah, case closed. Simon. Yo, but I beg, come here. What are we trying to drive at?
Well, what we're driving at is because you tweeted when Shatta pulled. Shatta was surprised at Samini's tweet that, oh, how?
Nah, I'm not sure he replied that though.
He did.
Because he got the rain spelling wrong. I'm just trying to cut him some slack. But if it did, then because he knew it. So why would you? I'm just trying to cut him some slack, because people manage social media handles and all of that too. That was what even influenced my reply. I say no, because you know You can't say, oh, how? You know, if the response hadn't gone that way, I would have never said a word about this. You know, I woke up again with a message from my king, said, yo, this. I'm like, okay, cool. I checked the reply, and the reply was, oh, how? So I'm like, no, I can't keep mute about this, because how? If you didn't know, you wouldn't be the same one to ask the fans that some of your friends were behind, and should you allow them to perform? And so that is where my interest is, to be like, oh, don't lie. Feel free. It's your event, it's your day. With all the reasons they've given, it's okay. You know, and it's nice. Just feel free and let's, you know, but at least the point I want to prove is that we tried, we made a bold step. And I want to say that let nobody ever think that it was a negative, it was a negative premeditation to get in there and do what? Steal the show, really? But to just show Ghanaians that I can speak for myself, I'm always ready to sacrifice the insults I'm going to get from my diehard fans and the disappointment that I always cause them. I always cause them disappointment trying to just move forward. And sometimes I disagree with myself on several occasions, but I have to choose the bigger picture, because I always say music is bigger than us. Nobody can steal my shine. I'm the only one that's responsible to kill myself at the end of the day. I mean, so I have to put in the work. Whoever is doing great can either inspire me or elevate me. So that's how I see things. I would always try to make a next move, you know. So that's what I did. I didn't tweet the album whatsoever, because I thought that was nothing to do. That was nothing to do but take a bolder steps to create like a bigger surprise whatsoever. Because for all the reasons, we have also allowed him on our platforms. Samini has allowed him on his platforms, and we just felt like, and this is not like just me, Samini and I, we just felt like, King, this would have been, and so it didn't go that way. So that's it. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any issue here, but it's just clarifications. And
did you go there to make peace?
What else? You know, when he came on Ashiaman to the World platform, the news read that we've made peace, and I think a lot of people were happy as much as.
Because I saw how you guys hugged on stage. It was beautiful.
I mean? So it's a move that would definitely signify peace, regardless. So nobody would have gone there to make war. You know what I mean?
Bulldog was on my show not long ago, a few days ago, and he reminded us of something you said on King Legacy's show, that if it were to be in Jamaica, Shatta would have been dead. Do you regret making that statement?
No, I don't.
What did you mean by that?
You know, like every action begets a reaction. You know what I mean? And studying the same Jamaican
Please speak up.
Studying the same, you know, music scene that we have, I think Mr. Logic over here has gotten the opportunity to live in Jamaica and knows the limits, even if it was a game that people insult people diss people, but when children and parents come to play, it gets bloodier. Do you get what I'm saying? And people have had to shoot at people to kill, you know, when that threshold is crossed. So for the same dancehall and reggae that we do, getting inspired from this same genre and culture, these are the things that happen when certain thresholds are crossed. So I said, if,
okay,
so that we know the limits and know the levels. See? I don't see anything wrong in there, and it could be twisted however whoever wants to use it for PR reasons and diplomatic reasons whatsoever. But what it stands is what it stands for, as I say, because that is it. If you see me, because even if it was a game, there are referees in every game so that people don't break rules. And I know that the street rule is that no kids, no parents, no mothers. You know what I mean? And I would have never come out to set it straight, because it has gotten there, and we have to speak up so that people see different opinions and see, from everybody concerning this same reggae dancehall culture, attitude, rude boyness, all these. See?
It was rumored that Shatta wanted to make peace and that he invited, I don't know who created the invitation, the meeting though, but we heard that Black City was present. You were not.
No.
And then pictures came out.
It was rumored, actually, it was. And that day actually was a day that I had met him. My manager and I had a brief meeting. So he was supposed to go check on properties, like land somewhere, which belong to Xylophone Properties.
Okay.
So we've had that brief meeting. So it's like, yo, I'm going to check that. I'm like, oh, do check on my behalf because I can't make it. I have to rush to the next spot, And then he did. Coincidentally, only to bump into my man there. So he even called me, he called me after. And there's one other brother of ours, Logie Entertainment.
Yeah, Logie, Papa Logie.
As funny as hell.
Yeah.
As
very interesting.
Interesting, funny, he's like my brother. I'm hey, Lord, you hard drink. So all we saw was pictures and videos flying with well captioned, you know what I mean? Yeah, I am the one that I'm saying, hey, Lord. Lord, they cause trouble for no reason. Okay. Literally that broke some hearts. Like, yo, Stone, why would it? I'm like, yo, listen. Easy. It was not planned. I don't know anything about it. And aside that, the bigger picture is to, you know what I mean? So people, that was what happened. I would have been there, not knowing that he would be there. So you see,
from all indications,
that wasn't. And then I saw the videos of how he was playing with my manager, jumping on him, and like how he usually always does behind the scenes. You see me? And so that was it. And that is why I remember that my man said, he said, Charlie, me show no cry. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So that was the beginning of even me knowing that, okay, there's an interest that he wouldn't mind
to have you on the show.
Exactly.
It looks as if now you are being hard-headed. It's like you don't want peace. You don't want to be. You want things to be cool with him. I don't know how, because now it looks as if there is something you are harboring.
Me?
What is it within you?
Me?
Yeah.
How?
Even after Saturday's event.
After Saturday's event?
No, I'm asking me. I mean,
okay, what is the observation so that I can also look at it from that point? I do well at taking myself out of Stonebwoy and looking at me as let Livingston look at Stonebwoy. I just want to know so that I can answer well,
You were here on Legacy Show. You were so furious. You were so angry.
No. Yes, I was, obviously, because it's been a long time coming where some things have to be addressed, especially when my mother comes to play. It's an emotional bit to me. It's really vital, and I wouldn't take it lightly. You know what I mean? Definitely, man has to stand for something, and I'm not ashamed to stand or die for that. That you don't have to disrespect nobody's mother. You know what I mean? Especially when I haven't disrespected yours in any way. You know what I mean?
It's good you've raised this up. He came out to deny that he never insulted your mother or say anything to that effect. Did you hear or see a post from Shatta Wale indicating that you killed your mother?
Listen, in the songs he did, let him pick up them songs there. Let him pick up those songs and see if you do insult your mother. Like, you see, I do not want to talk about it. It's not because I can't go on and on and on and on, but that's what the news is going to keep carrying on. And I do not enjoy, maybe that's what you see, I do not enjoy lingering on this same, controversial issues. Like every day it's about this, is about that, and I have to be sincere. Probably that is what you're seeing. I'm tired of the negative news. That is what you're actually seeing, and I have to be sincere. It's always, and I'm tired because to me, it's not helping. It doesn't help. If it helps somebody, fine. But it's up to the time that I think I have proven that I don't want that, literally, even with the attitude from the last time, even from the last day Ashiaman to the world. And also we're trying our best, to at least if for no reason, operate, you know, smoothly, because there are other people who need some attention as well.
So if he appears on the stage for Ashiaman to the world, what happens?
He can't just appear.
You just appeared.
No, like literally, if he appears on stage, is what you said.
No,
I didn't just appear on stage.
Supposing arrangements are being made just as Black CD made arrangements. So let's say Julio reaches out to CD, and then CD says, okay, cool. Let me also go and tell my man, just as CD said politely, that you must be informed that, Charlie, your boy did here.
But I've done it before. I've done it before. How difficult would it be for me to grant that again if I've done it before?
So you give him a chance.
How difficult would it be for me if I've done it before in the heat of things, where I took the lashes for disappointing some hardcore fans and sometimes hurting myself as well, some part of me as well, but I've done it before.
So would you disappoint your fans again, just in case it pops up?
I wouldn't think it would be absolutely right to disappoint the fans, you know, because we do this together, you know what I mean, and we are all witnessing what is going on. So I think for all the reasons, you know, they may have to also reconsider. It wouldn't be easy for me this time. It wouldn't be, let's be sincere, it wouldn't be easy for me this time, you know. So I pray that I'll find a way, you know, because I might, I don't know what could happen. You know, it wouldn't be easy because he hasn't made it easy for me. You know what I mean? Like a good 10 deserves the other. So he hasn't made it easy. I can't make it difficult for my fans and disappointing them also every time. You know what I mean? Disappointing that part of me that also would stick to. Because I'm a diehard fan of myself.